Singapore. That should tell you something. You probably kill me for saying he's a good friend of mine. His partner was George Soros. Soros is the biggest communist going.
Right.
So it's money and power and politics. Nothing changes.
So he's the one who was famous for making $1 billion in like one day through a crazy kind of.
They crushed the Bank of England.
Right.
Two guys.
Yeah.
Smartest guys I know. So my lesson to all young Indians, it's good that Indians are very smart people. My doctors in the States are all Indians, very smart people.
Not just that, I think now the results are out that among all the top CEOs of the world, I think almost 40-50% are Indians.
Oh, is that right?
Companies. Yes.
Good. So some racists aren't that smart, which makes me a racist. Smart, really? No.
They are the like pioneers of robotics. I always thought that they're like super smart people. I mean, they look smart, is that they work ethics, hardworking people. Okay.
Bigger nation, the only country bigger in debt than America is Japan.
Okay.
But the thing is what people are doing is they're playing games with this stuff. Where do you think I borrow my money from?
From the bank.
Japan.
Okay.
Japan are stupid people. They save money.
Right.
I'm an American, I use debt. I borrow their savings.
I heard that the savings rate interest in Japan is negative, to motivate people to put in the market. Is that true?
No, Japanese are the highest per capita savings rate in the world.
Right.
Japanese believe in saving. They're good people,
Yeah.
not very smart financially.
Right.
Toyotas, Hondas, okay, you know.
Right. So in a country like India, right now, if you see the teenagers, 15 to 20-year-old teenagers, what we've been told by our parents is to focus on, becoming a doctor or an engineer, because that's like the safest route to, securing your life in a country like India. But what baffles me is that there are so many examples of people who made a lot of money. Let's say even if you're a high-earning person in India, which is about, let's say, $30,000-$40,000 a year, versus, let's say, somebody who has won a lottery in India. All of them eventually end up in becoming broke. So I'll give you an example. So there's this popular show called Kaun Banega Crorepati in India, which means it's a rip-off of who will be a millionaire, which is there in US. So they get asked questions and they win. I think a staggering more than half of the people who made like $1 million on that show are broke today. So what baffles me is that we are only taught how to make money, but the schools never teach us how to manage that money. Like, why do you think that's the situation across the world? Even in a prosperous country like US, that is the situation. So why is that happening and are things changing?
Well, the statistics show. So let's say you have a man. He becomes an entrepreneur. He makes a lot of money.
Okay.
The second generation, he teaches it to his kids. So the second generation, they enjoy the money.
Right.
The money's gone by the third generation. It disappears.
Is that
Because they don't pass on knowledge. They pass on money. I meet so many people today, I can tell they're either second or third generation.
Right.
They're really pretty, they got their Gucci clothes on, they got the cars and all this.
Second generation.
Second generation. Nothing up here.
Right.
Too easy. So look at this here. I wrote this book here, says Who Stole My Pension? See, America today is what floats the stock market in America are pensions, same as here. And Wall Street steals the pension.
Can you explain how does the pension system floats the stock market in
Well, where does the money come from? So all these people who go to school to get a job and they save money and they invest in the stock market, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I don't touch any of this. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I don't have to. I'm an entrepreneur. Employees have to save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. My poor dad. I'm an entrepreneur. I buy the gold mine. I get the gold. Most employees cannot buy the gold mine.
Right.
I buy the silver mine. I buy the real estate. I buy the hotels. I am a capitalist. I am an entrepreneur.
So why aren't these learnings taught to us in schools? Like, why are they skipping this topic? Why do you think that?
Because they're run by college professionals like my dad.
Do you think it's important?
No. They have a job. What's valuable to you? Okay. Like I talk to my friends. Some of my friends want kids. Some people don't want kids. Okay. So if you want kids, have kids. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. You want to be rich? Don't be an employee. You want to be rich? Be an entrepreneur. What's a choice?
Right.
So this is the biggest problem. America is going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see the biggest crashes happening right now. So that's good for me because the price of gold and silver go up.
It's interesting because most people in India until the last decade have been migrating to the US, thinking that is where is the land of opportunity to pursue the great American dream. But over the last 2 years, we've seen an increasing number of people coming back in droves back to India because that's where they're seeing the opportunity. So that is a very interesting shift that I never thought would happen so in my lifetime. And so
you're a very smart young man. You see what happens. Every place I go, I traveled the world since I was a kid.
yes.
I always go to the slums. So this time I went to the slums of Mumbai. And I'm looking at, talking to people, But what shocks most people is America never had slums like that. Today, slums are everywhere across America.
Really?
One of my best pieces of real estate is in Portland, Oregon, because they're run by communists here. Most school teachers are communists. This is the Communist Manifesto by Marx. They don't know it. They're good people, but they're doing the right thing, they think. So in Portland, Oregon, I bought this huge apartment house.
Okay.
And my friends and I converted it to condominiums. And we thought we'd made a fortune. We did. But we couldn't get people in there because the government of Oregon allowed homeless people to build houses all around our property. So the tenants couldn't drive onto the property. Then San Francisco went down. Washington went down. New York is going down. The slums of Mumbai are spreading across America. You should go look at it. San Francisco used to be the most beautiful city in America, in my opinion. I worked in San Francisco and all that. Now you don't walk in the streets because it's like the slums of Mumbai.
I'll tell you one more interesting thing that's happening in India. So the builders are trying their best to clear out the slums. So what they're telling them is, I've built an apartment for you close by. Vacate your slums and stay there while I make another building over here so you can occupy it later. But what these guys are actually doing, they got that apartment for free and they're giving it out for rent to somebody else and continue to live in the slums. So that's an interesting development that's happening in the Mumbai slums.
Same thing happened in China.
Right.
The Chinese developers would go in and build these high rises, never finish them, steal the money and run. So China's in serious trouble right now financially too.
Interesting. So now that we're seeing that so many problems are happening in the formal world's economy, do you think crypto will be back? Because I've read one of your articles where you mentioned that if the world crashes again, if we have another economic crisis, the price of Bitcoin will go to $1 million. So do you see that happening anytime soon?
It could, yeah. I own Bitcoin. I don't have that many. I only have 60.
Okay. How many Bitcoins do you own, if you can share? How many Bitcoins do you own?
I just told you 60.
60 Bitcoins.
Yeah, not many.
That's a lot, but okay.
But I'm not very good technology-wise, but I do take investment courses.
Okay.
So I was watching Bitcoin do this,
Right.
going up, down, up, down, up. This is 2009, right? It hit 20,000.
You've been monitoring since 2009?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what investors do.
Yeah.
We're not stupid people like
Right.
school teachers. It hit 20,000, crashed to 1. I said, no. And I waited. And then it hit 6. So I bought 60 for 6,000.
Okay.
So it's about 1.5 now, not much.
How did you know at that point of time, when that crash happened to 6,000, that you need to buy more? Like, what made you so confident that Bitcoin will go up again?
Because I take investment courses. It's called fundamental investing and technical trading.
Okay.
Technical, most investors are technical. They're watching the market go up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
So they use options, they use shorts, all this other. Warren Buffett is not technical. Warren Buffett is fundamental.
Correct.
George Soros is technical. So you gotta know what kind of investor you are. It's all financial education. So I just take all these courses, I watched it, it hit 60, took it out.
Okay.
And
So
then
when
I
it
went,
hit $60,000, you took it out.
and I just put 60.
Okay.
You don't have to be greedy, you know.
Right. Right. But did you cash out when the boom happened?
I never sold.
You never sold.
I never sell.
Got it.
I only buy.
So you're still bullish on it going above than what it is currently.
Well, I'm kind of worried about it. I was given this my very precious gift here. A young woman, from the class from here,
Okay.
gave me this gift here. I just love this. It's it's Rich Dad Poor Dad with Bitcoin on it. The reason this is important is a very simple reason. Is this is fake. Everybody who works for dollars, yen, pesos, rupee, this is fake. Stupid people work for this stuff. Okay?
And that's what we get, but then don't keep it like that. Put it somewhere else.
What's fake? So when she gave me this, I was happy because I like Bitcoin because Bitcoin is blockchain.
Right.
It holds its integrity, it holds its shape. So I was very honored to take this. The problem with Bitcoin, this is my warning to all the crypto guys, messing with the federal government.
That's what I was going to get to, like how it will be.
Yeah, so America just this year already said they're going to come out with a CBDC, with central bank digital currency. You guys know more about tech than I ever would.
Even India has come up with
Yeah.
something of that sort.
The moment they go to CBDC, this, I'm not saying may drop. See, because they're going to put this out of business. So you got to be very, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I still stay with,
But it will still depend on adoption, right?
this is God's money. Bitcoin's people's money.
Okay.
This is fake money.
Okay.
And you guys all been taught to work for this garbage.
Yeah.
This is toilet paper. What the ass?
But the problem started, like, I mean, for the longest time, that paper money was pegged to dollar, the gold and
Yes,
silver.
yes, yes.
Until then, it was fine. But then once they made it fiat, and when they could just print how much ever they want, that's when the problem started. That's what you're saying.
Yes, this is fake. And the reason I showed you this is this has started in 1971, Nixon, this is macro.
Okay.
Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
Yeah.
So 71, a dollar became fake. Then it became the petrodollar. Petrol, gold, oil dollar. I'm an oil man. I don't even know that. I own oil wells.
Right.
I don't own oil stocks. I like the black stuff, So Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. This became fake, but the economy boomed. Real estate boomed.
Yeah.
Because they were printing this as fast as they wanted to.
Right.
Every time America got into trouble, they printed this.
Can you briefly explain what happens when the government prints a lot of money? Who does it impact and how?
Well, there's inflation.
Right.
So right now, in America, I'm sure it's here too, many people can't afford to eat anymore.
It has become expensive.
Yeah, the homeless people in America, some of them are drugs, obviously. A lot of them just can't afford a house.
Right. Same
So-
is the situation.
Yeah, because this is toilet paper. And our school teachers will never tell us this, because the school teachers are Marxists. They're good people.
Can you tell briefly what a Marxist means?
Taxes.
Basically, taking money from everybody to equitably distribute
And they
that.
tax them.
Right.
I don't pay taxes.
So,
So a capitalist knows how to use debt
right.
and pay no taxes because, hear me out,
Yeah.
this dollar is a function of debt. The only way this comes into existence is somebody has to borrow money. This does not exist. This is debt after 1971. So in 1974, it became the petrodollar. So I made a lot of money in oil. I worked for Standard Oil for a while.
Right.
And then what happened is economy kept increasing and all this. Then they started pumping all the money into the baby boom generation, into their pensions. These pensions were stolen by Wall Street. It's empty. So you watch in the next few years, you're going to hear more and more from the States. Our pensions are empty. But not, what else happened was because my age, baby boomers, were pumping so much money into pensions, the stock market blew up. The stock market blew up. Housing prices blew up. Bond market blew up.
Right.
Now it's all going to come down. That's my prediction. I hope I'm wrong.
This has been happening for decades now.
I've been studying this for most of my life, since I was 10 years old. So how come I don't have some of this? How come the school teacher doesn't teach me about this?
Right.
Why does my dad always say, go to school, get a job, work hard, pay taxes, save money?
Right.
Why do that? And my rich dad says, I don't do that.
So I had an interesting question here, looking at it from the lens of the government.
Your questions are very good, by the way.
Thank you. So there are two schools of thought, right? One way to look at as a person who is running the country is to ensure the maximum happiness of all the individuals, so equitable distribution of wealth. And the other way of looking at it is, no, not everybody is equal, winner takes it all. And what we've seen over the last decade is that the income inequality has magnified. I saw an interesting stat that around 50 years back, the top 1% of the world controlled around 6 to 7% of the world's wealth.
Amen.
And today, the top 1% of the world controls around 20 to 25% of the world's wealth. So my question to you is that sustainable, or would that, if that income disparity keeps increasing, would the world eventually collapse due to war?
It's always been that way. There's a thing called Pareto's principle. It's called the 80-20 rule.
Right.
So like 80% of the people are poor, 20% are rich.
Right.
There's another rule, I don't know the name, it's the 90-10. In America, 10% of Americans own everything. The reason there's such a gap is our schools teach us to work for this.
Yeah.
Go to school, get a job,
Right.
work hard, pay taxes,
Yeah.
save money, buy a house, and put your money in the stock market.
Right.
I don't touch any of that. I'm an entrepreneur. I'd rather be like Mr. Tata,
Right.
who owns the stock market.
So you touched upon an important topic, buying a house. And that is a very, very important discussion according to me. And whenever I talk about it, there is always people who disagree with it, right? Because it's so ingrained in our mind that buying a house is the American dream when it comes to US. And in India, it's like buying a house means finally your life is sorted or life is set. But I differ from that, because I feel like if you prioritize of buying a house which you live in very early on in your life, because in India you can't get married if you don't own your own house, because the bride's family will ask for that. Okay, does he own a house? And because of that pressure, young Indian males are buying a house in their mid-20s and getting 20 to 30-year home loans, which kind of gets them bonded to working 9 to 5 jobs for the next 20-30 years, which they can't take any risk.
You got it.
So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts about buying a home? Because it's very difficult to convince Indians, and I get a lot of lashback when I say that. Don't buy a house, delay that purchase, focus on building assets which pay you more money. But people disagree.
I face the same thing because I own 15,000 houses.
15,000 houses. Okay. Which you give it out for rent.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing wrong with buying a house.
Yeah.
Difference is I use debt to buy it.
Okay.
And I pay no taxes. It's not the house, it's not the stock, it's not the bond, it's not the ETF, it's your brains. So I would rather use debt and pay no taxes.
Can you explain that? How do you buy houses without?
Capitalism.
Right.
We use debt and we pay no taxes. That's what I teach.
Can you explain the mechanics of that in simple words for the audience? Like, how do you?
In 1971, this became debt.
Okay.
The only way it's created is somebody has to borrow money. So in your credit card, there's no money in your credit card.
Right.
There's no money anywhere. The moment you use your credit card, money is created. And the US dollar is dead, the rupee is dead, the yuan is dead. the peso, the yen is dead. They need people to borrow money. So when I go to a bank and I say I want to borrow $20 million, I get huge tax breaks because I'm creating money. But if I use my credit card, I get nothing. Okay, it's up here. Your greatest assets between this year and this year. So that's why I have the cash flow board game. There's not too many here. The board game was designed to teach you to think like a capitalist. Cash flow.
Okay.
And so I wrote a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, same thing. It's all about accounting.
Right. So interesting point, because to be able to do what you just said, that you need to borrow debt, buy homes, and then give it out for rent.
But you gotta have it in your head first.
Right. But
don't go stupid and running out there.
Right. So, but in a country like India, there's a challenge around this because the rental yield is way lower than the cost of borrowing. So in US it's the opposite, right? Like the rental yield, I
don't know. Every city in America is different.
Right.
All the laws are different. So the first thing I would do is I'd come here, I'd hire an accountant and attorney.
Okay.
And then I would evaluate your markets.
Right.
And then I would buy or not buy.
Right.
Like I don't own any property in California.
Right.
Because it's a communist state. I own nothing in New York City. Communist. Okay. But I own Arizona and Texas. The laws are different. So you have to know the laws. You can't be stupid.
Right. Right. The most people make that mistake. They're like, I have so many people coming up to me, hey, I read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it says you have to buy houses and give it for rent. But in India,
I didn't say that. I said your house is not an asset.
Right, house is not an asset. Yeah.
And when you miss, it's called financial literacy.
Right.
What is the definition of the word? If it puts money in my pocket, it's an asset.
Correct.
If my house is taking money from my pocket, it's a liability.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with real estate.
Right. Correct. So yeah, for most people confuse that with saying I'll buy the house and I'll only live in it, and that doesn't
liability.
That becomes a liability, and most people have a very hard time digesting that. Right?
Because they don't go one more house beyond it,
Yes, they cannot, and it's
they think like poor middle class peasants.
They spend 30 years to buy that one house.
Yeah.
How will they afford the next house? Right? Then they have to worry about their retirement, their kids' education, their kids' marriage, their kids' house. So it's no way winning that game.
Everybody wants the easy answer.
Right.
They want to win the lottery.
Right.
They want to be a soccer star.
Yeah.
They want to be a Bollywood star.
Yeah.
And as you said already, they're broke in 10 years.
Right. So now I want to go a little bit from a philosophical point of view, right? So we've just been talking about money this, money that, how to get rich. But I feel the three pillars of a happy life is money, health, and relationships. I wanted to ask you, someone who has almost lived 80 years on this planet, how would you rank them? What three pillars of life? Money, health, relationship. How would you rank them in terms of importance for a happy life?
Why do you have to rank them?
So that people know what to prioritize.
They're all important.
But if you had to rank them?
Money.
Money first.
If I can handle money, the rest is easy.
Right.
In America, they say, no money, no honey.
But what about health?
Huh?
Health.
Health is expensive.
Yeah. So
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. So money comes first, and then health, and then...
If I was to make a choice, if I got the money handled, I'd get the rest handled. But if I'm poor, no money, no honey, no wife, no health,
that's right.
Unhappiness. I fly all over the world. I have my own private jet. I'm a lot happier. I stand in line at Mumbai airport. I'm not happy. You know what I mean? I have a Lear 60. I just climb up, gone.
So what is that?
Lear 60 is a jet, private jets. Yeah, I'm buying a G4 next, Gulfstream 4.
So it comes...
You see, when you have money, you can buy what you want.
Yeah.
I will say this much. What's more important is ethics and morals.
Okay.
Nothing I do is illegal, unethical, or immoral.
Right.
Those are the three more important than anything else to me. Like I've had people cheat me, steal my money, partners and all this. That's illegal, unethical, immoral. That to me is more important than money.
Right.
I don't have to lie, cheat, or steal to make my money.
True. Interesting. So I also heard that that interesting topic where you said that the rich don't pay taxes and they use debt. I read the story about how Elon Musk uses
He
his
debt, not pay taxes.
Yes,
Because this is debt.
right.
This is debt.
He raises debt with his stock options, and then he uses that money for his expenditure.
Correct.
That's how it is.
But Elon Musk also is taxpayers.
Explain how he uses his tax.
Beyond. I wrote a couple of cash flow quadrants that he has. E stands for employee. Go to school, get a job. S stands for smart people, doctor, lawyer. Oh, become a doctor, become a doctor.
Right.
Employees pay 40% in taxes in India. S's pay 60%. Yeah, B stands for big business, 20% tax. And I stands for insider. I only invest from the inside. I don't invest from the outside, legally. So Elon Musk is a B and an I. I'm a B and an I. 500 employees, and I put the deals together. So I put my gold mine, guess how much money I made? Yeah, my gold mine in India. Guess how much money I got in it?
How much? Zero.
Because I'm an insider, I put the deal together. I'm an entrepreneur. B and I. Musk is a B and an I. Steve Jobs is a B and I. Tata, big B and I. It's a mindset. That's the book called The Cash Flow Quadrant. If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant's your next. And if you're so inclined, get a cash flow game and play the game and learning how cash flows. It's all cash flow.
So what does an insider mean? Like, what exactly do they do?
I put the deal together. I don't.
But how do you make money out of that? Put the deal.
You should be.
How do you like capture
But you
that?
really don't know, do you?
I don't know. Please tell me.
I think Mr. Tata makes his money washing dishes.
No.
Of course, he puts deals together. Somebody brings him a deal. You put the management in place. You put the financing in place, and you get it to work. I'm doing this. I do it all day long. I put businesses together that produce me.
And they don't require much of your time because the systems are set in place.
No, you have to hire people with MBAs. I hire stupid employees with MBAs.
Okay. Interesting.
People who want a paycheck, I give them all the paycheck. I create businesses. I create real estate. That's all my friends do.
So, like, how many businesses do you own today?
Quite a few. I really don't know anymore. I start one and I move off. Start one, move off. Same as Tata. I mean, I see his Tata on the trucks and all that stuff. Do you think he's out there hammering Tata on his truck? Same thing.
Like, what do you think somebody who was, let's say, I go back in time, not go back in time, let's say that you're a 20-year-old person today, starting from zero, right? How would you chart out the next 10 years of your life? This will be very important for the audience here because they are mostly in that state in their life, they're in their early 20s and just about to start. How can they become you in today's world?
You gotta study, man. You've got to study. I studied. You can ask my friends. I study constantly.
You study constantly?
Constantly.
Every day?
I'm on you every day, all day.
Okay.
I'm reading books, studying this. I'm talk to my friends and all this.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a job. I'm not working for money. That's why the one book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The second book is Cash Flow Quadrant. The third book is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. I put it all in there. You can read that. Then I created the Cash Flow board game. And if you play the cash flow board game, the reason it's better than going to school is about a financial statement. You see, my bankers never once asked me what my grades were. My bankers never asked me what college I went to. My banker wants to see my financial statement. My financial statement is my report card. When I grow up, most college professors never grow up. They're little kids yet. I got a PhD. I got a PhD. I got a financial statement. So what happened in 2008, when the markets crashed, I borrowed $300 million. You know why? Because all the real estate crashed. So we took my financial statement and showed it to the banks. So how much money do you want? Tax-free money. We bought almost $1 billion worth of real estate because it crashed. So when I tell people the markets crash, I get excited because everything goes on sale. That's like Ferrari saying we put our cars at half price. Oh, no, I don't want to pay half price for a Ferrari. That's how stupid people are. They get a soccer player, make millions of dollars, and they want to pay full price for a Ferrari.
That's right.
Stupid. Poor man with nice car. You gotta feed this.
Right. And how do you feed that? Like, what
I just told you. Study. And I hang out with. How many friends are billionaires in your name? How many billionaire friends do you have?
I have that.
They're billionaires,
Yes.
US dollars.
Yes.
Well, then hang out with them.
I do that now. That's just started about 6 months back.
Yeah. Not all my friends, most of my friends are billionaires. One started the school system. He sold his business for $1.1 billion. Another friend's real estate guys, and he sold it for $2 billion. But we're all capitalists. We're capitalists. We're not economists. We're not professors. We don't have college degrees. Most of my friends don't have college degrees.
Just an understanding of how money works and how to leverage. No.
It's like I'd never play soccer. I'm a rugby player. You got to find the game you want to play.
Yeah.
Soccer's too. Rugby players.
So what are those
You
games?
got to find the game you want to play.
What are the games that you're playing?
Entrepreneurship.
That's like one, right? Like within that there are multiple facets.
That's all there is to it. I'm a capitalist.
So you'll venture into anything that you find is an opportunity.
I'm a capitalist. There's opportunities all over the place. I said, I was standing on stage, I said, a kid could be standing in the slums of Mumbai with a cell phone, become a billionaire. If it was in his head first. So that cell phone gives you power. All of them, I've never seen more powerful tool.
That's right. Barriers to entry.
But if your brain is stupid or poor, listen, if your brain is poor, your job is to educate yourself. That's what
Financial literacy. You also talk about a lot of other skills that.
Who are your friends? Who the fuck are your friends, man? You hang out with poor people?
Friend circle is important.
Yeah.
Got it.
Who do you hang out with?
Like, how do you?
I don't hang out with my family because of school teachers.
Like the audience here, they would
We
all
give each
want
other
to.
Christmas presents. That's about it.
So the audience here wants to go and hang out with billionaires, but how do you begin that journey? Like, I can't just walk up to a billionaire's house and say, "Can you be my friend?" So how would you start that journey if you had to start from zero?
You gotta feed your brain, man.
Right.
It's in your heart. How strong are you? And your game. I don't mind soccer. I just don't play the game. I don't play tennis because it's not my game. I play rugby because I hit people.
Right.
I like that game. Some people shouldn't play rugby. They should play soccer. You can be a billionaire playing soccer.
Right. So choose your game, what you want to play.
And mine is capitalist. This is book here. I wrote this book here, The Capitalist Manifesto, because our schools are communist. Your schools, my schools. This is my friend. You want proof? There's my friend. And my friends, even when we were poor, we work together, we talk together, we teach each other, we study business together. We don't hang out with poor people. I don't hang out with my family. I love them and all that. I don't go, hi, how you doing? I got a new job. Good. I got another master's degree. I said, good. And they call me Bobby. Bobby, how many college degrees do you have? I said, 0. How much money you got? 0. It's all up here. It's all in here. Choose freedom.
Right.
Live in a free. I'll say this again. India is in the best political. Right now, the battle between Russia, China, and America. And you have a cell phone. You guys are smart technology-wise. If you can't get rich, it's your fault. But you got to take your brain. If you want to go back to school, get your MBA, and work for Mr. Tata, good life. I don't want to do that.
But do you think it's worthy?
I don't want to do that. What do you want to do? Would Mr. Tata offered you $10 million a year, would you take the job? Of course you would.
Yeah, most people.
I wouldn't take it.
No, but would you say there is merit in terms of getting that hands-on experience without any risk in the beginning? So what people think in their head is that I'll do an MBA degree, I'll work for somebody for 3-4 years, learn that experience, and then start something of my own. But what happens is usually they don't start because they get sucked into it.
Yeah.
Right? But do you think that's a good path for people, or they should not even bother?
What I know. You're talking, I flunked out of school, man. Nothing wrong getting an MBA, work for Mr. Tata, having a house, having 3 kids,
Yeah.
go to private school, take 1 vacation a year.
Yeah.
I'd rather own the jet.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Do you understand? It's just, what do you want? What do you guys want? That's the question. But unfortunately, our schools program us: go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay taxes, buy a house, and invest in the stock market.
That's exciting because
I don't do any of that.
so that is very interesting because the vast majority of people are actually working for 3 people. One is the government by paying taxes.
Everybody.
You mentioned this. The second thing is you work for the bank because you take loans to buy your car and house.
Right.
And the third one is you work for your boss because you work in a company. And the harder you work, then you're just making your boss rich. So you're only working for 3 people, and they're sucking out most of your money. That's how for the vast majority.
But they also give you money.
Yeah, they give you money.
It's not the 3 people. It's you the problem. The person is the problem.
Right.
I'm responsible. I can't blame my poor dad. I can't blame my mother. You know, my brother likes being poor. My sister's a nun. I don't look good as a nun. You know, I don't drive Toyotas. I drive Ferraris. What do you want?
So let's say
Wait. You can't hear what I'm saying. What do you want, man? What do you want?
me, I want financial independence, financial freedom.
That's easy. Just be homeless, your friend.
So what is the right? What do I want to ask the question? Answer the question.
I wanted to buy a gold mine.
Okay.
Go buy a gold mine. Do you know how to do it?
I don't know how to do it.
I never study. Find somebody who bought one. I studied for about 10 years how to buy gold mines. I was traveling in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's a show called the VRIC, Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. And I go to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I studied with all these guys who own gold mines.
Okay.
And I went looking for gold mines. I found one. I found a gold mine in, this is 2004. I found a gold mine in Dalian, China. See, I don't think you could do it. I bought it.
It's not that simple. If it's there, I just buy it. It's not that simple. There's a lot of loopholes.
Because I know how to raise capital. I studied how to raise capital. I go to Vancouver and I study with guys who raise capital. I think you hang out with employees. I have friends who are employees, but my friends are capitalists. Please hear what I'm saying. It's a different mindset. Like a soccer player is different than a rugby player. Okay? They're both good people. Same as like in religion, you have Christians and you have Protestants, and they kill each other. How stupid is that? They're both both Christians. What do you want? And I'm saying right now, India is in the greatest position of all. It's Russia, China versus America. And in the middle stands India.
Right. So if I were to summarize what is some of the key recipe ingredients for a successful person in today's world, is number one is, of course, improve your financial intelligence by being more financially literate. Number two is to surround yourself with people who are better than you and richer than you and who are capitalists.
And we're going the same direction as you.
Same direction as you. And the third thing is having a strong mindset as to knowing exactly what you want to do. That's the part.
Everyone willing to fail. Most people go to school for nothing to fail. How stupid is that? How does a baby learn how to walk? Fall down a few cycles. Some people don't know how to read and write and math. You have to learn that. You be a lawyer. After that, dad was rich. My poor dad was poor. I went and saw my rich dad. I choose my teachers. You guys not crazy. You think what I do is easy? No. The doctor? No. The top does? No. Smart man. Industrial that I have. Just not what he said, what he said. Why did first thing why did you take down? First, the actual took down the pipe. That's the problem was also like well, 30,000. My well came that's what I I didn't cut off the pipeline. Oil was 30,000. They record oil tips. And pumped out his point. I did. Brooks in my life. I'm a highway to run. Problems. Not just America's industry. America has poverty. We have slums, but all of us in America. This group is just ready to come. And I'm trying to say to you guys, this is coming next. Our pensions are bankrupt. My generation, boomer generation, we put all of our money into Wall Street. Wall Street took it out. They're empty. You're going to see the biggest crash in the U.S. you've ever seen.
Do you think the boomers of US they don't have any money left because the pension is down?
And now there's more than that, is that they kept inflating it with fake money. So they printed all this money. The stock market went up, the bond market went up, real estate. Now it's coming down.
So you own nothing in the stock market? Zero.
I own my stocks.
Okay, you own
I own the company.
of course. Yeah.
I control. I don't trust Wall Street. I don't trust my bankers. It's a different world. Cash flow quadrant, E, S, P, and I. All you guys are using S's and the B and the I. If you want to know what the B and I, start with that book. It costs you 20 rupees, whatever it is. So I want to be a business owner. I want to be like Mr. Tonto. Okay, let's start. So I leave from here, go to Singapore. I hang out with Jim Rogers.
From here you're going
In Singapore. Jim Rogers was Soros' partner.
right.
Those are my friends. Who are your friends? But I couldn't talk to them unless I was like them. Does that make sense? So I can't talk to a soccer player. I can play soccer. But I can talk to a rugby player because I play rugby.
So let's say that in the world of business, there are many business opportunities to be an entrepreneur.
There's more to it. There's more than ever before.
Yeah. So what are some emerging trends that you are observing right now, which can be the next big thing?
I'm in education.
Education.
I'm starting a whole other business with education.
Can you tell a little bit about that?
Not really. I started business. I did it since I was a kid. You know, I told the story as a kid. I'm sitting